Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the athletes who took part tonight. It was a fantastic show. Well done, guys. Big round of applause for all of you. A big thank you to all of our partners and to Carnival City for hosting this, the biggest mixed martial arts event in Africa. We love this venue and it was awesome tonight, and we can't wait to be back here in November. I'd like to go through the announcing prize winners for tonight's fights. The winner of submission of the night is Michiel Opperman. He finished about 2 minutes, 6 seconds into the first round by way of rear naked choke. I just think we're all amazed. Michiel, well done. I mean, to submit Jadson is very impressive. Well done, man. The winner of knockout of the night is Gareth Bursky. He knocked out his opponent 41 seconds into the second round. Just like to give you an update on Marcus. He's fine. We've spoken to him. He's happy. He's in hospital. He's had a scan. Everything's clear, so all good to go. And then fight of the night is awarded to the welterweight clash between JC Lambrecht and Daniel Sinclair. It was awesome, guys. Well done. Now, if anyone in the audience has any questions, please raise your hands and we'll pass you a mic. Any questions for the athletes or for myself?
When can the fans expect a whole fight night to be live on TV, if so?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I think the reality is at the moment, especially with a channel like ETV, they've only got limited amount of airtime, so we get a 2-hour slot. We are working with them for a new broadcast deal for next year, so we're hoping to have some more airtime, looking for a weekly slot, and obviously hoping to do a lot more shows. So the more time we get, the more we're going to put it on, and obviously we all want to see as much EFC Africa on television as possible.
Thank you for that. And what are the plans for next year? How many shows are in the pipeline and in planning?
We're hoping to book 10 shows for next year, and it'll be bouncing around, obviously not all in Johannesburg, hopefully 5 in Johannesburg, 2 in Durban, 2 in Cape Town, and we're looking at Port Elizabeth or another venue. So that is the plan. It should all be finalized in the next month or two, and we can release those dates.
Why is it only the 3 main card bouts that are available on live streaming and not the whole event anymore?
We found most of the fans, from an online perspective, most of the audiences from overseas, and now it's a better broadcast product just having the main events live. Most guys don't actually want to watch 6 hours of live streaming online, so we just retailored it, and it's much easier marketing one start time instead of 2 different start times for our live broadcast. So that's why we made that change, and we think it worked pretty well.
And then there was also a fan that was asking, will the events in future be on different nights? Usually it was on a Thursday at times, and now we have people that's asking, would it be on a different night other than a Friday in future?
Again, that also comes down to our television broadcast. So for this year, for 2012, we had a deal with ETV, and it was our Friday night fight night. Again, we are chatting to ETV and broadcasters at the moment, so we'll see what happens for 2013, but it is possible that we do move.
Thank you for that. And then I would like to direct a further question to Jadson. Jadson, you look so confident coming out. What happened? Did you underestimate Michiel perhaps? What happened tonight?
What happens, was better than me this night. Just that.
Next, I have a question for Demart. What's next for you, Demart? Do you perhaps think about fighting Wenzel next year when he's back, or who's next on your list?
Jeez, for now, I just want to go home and sleep. But I'm really honored, it was a great fight. Terence is an extremely tough opponent, and we worked really hard, and we knew that it was going to be hard to finish him, so we just worked for a decision, so it was good.
And then to Ruan. I think most of the fans were utterly surprised tonight. I think most of the guys on their feet, they thought you were down and out the first round. What went through your mind, and how did you come back to have such a tremendous finish?
Never underestimate the fans.
Thank you for that. My next question is to Michiel. I would just like to know what went through your mind, coming out. You were so aggressive tonight. I think that was actually a surprise to a lot of people. Coming out so aggressive, was that your game plan from the start? And how did you feel when you had Jadson in that choke? What went through your mind?
Our game plan from the start was obviously to be super aggressive and just push him, because nobody's ever taken the fight to him. And then I must say I was very surprised landing the choke, and obviously the tap was super surprised. But it all went down. It's a great privilege for me to fight here. and to get submission of the night, especially against a well-known grappler and somebody of Jadison's caliber.
Terence, congratulations on a good fight. You were a very worthy opponent.
Thank you.
Seeing that you only had 4 weeks to prepare. Other than that, what would you have done different if you had more time, and what's next for you after this?
Look, it was a very tough 4 weeks. I don't want to take anything away from Demont Pinay. He's a true champion. He fights hard. But I took the fight. I had a shoulder injury. I had a knee injury. I picked up a shin injury. We had a death in the family over the last 4 weeks. So it's been tough. But, I mean, that's what's been a professional athlete's about. You put everything else aside and you come to fight. And it was, yeah, that's what it's about.
Cairo, my last question that I have for you. We had quite a few fans wanting to know what exactly in training do they have to do to qualify for EFC, to be a professional athlete?
I think you're asking the wrong person. I think we should be asking all of these guys. I mean, essentially, it's a long process to get to the level that these guys are. They're at the top of their game. Most guys need to go through amateur circuits and get into a professional circuit, fight at the smaller shows, and then we'll scout them and get a chance at the big time. And it takes guys a lot of time, a lot of training to get to this level.
Fantastic, thank you very much. And then Gareth, I think the only thing I can ask, did you come out with the whole expectancy getting the knockout of the night? And if so, how did you plan it? How do you feel? I see you with a big smile on the face. So
Yeah, look, I think every fighter looks for the knockout of the night. It's something that we've been working on, that exact punch. I mean, especially for Marcus, we knew the way he comes forward, and we watched a few of his fights, and yeah, that was planned, eh? We were hoping to land that, and at the end of the day, we landed it. It was good, huh?
And then my last question would be directed to JC. What is the next thing for you? Is there anyone you would like to fight in future, or would you just take them as they come?
Ja, ek sal enigiemand beklei wat oor my pad kom, so ek's reg vir enigiemand om te beklei. En ja, dit is die hardste fight wat ek nog gehad het, maar ek dink van hier af kan ek net vorentoe my kop hoog hou en bou op dit wat ek het en my foute regmaak.
Are there any other questions?
Mr. Griesel, you had a lot of success in the clinch in the first 3 rounds. Why didn't you persist with that in the last 2?
Look, my coach was telling me, get into the clinch, you're strong in the clinch. But maybe I came out a little bit with the wrong game plan. Not game plan, but I wanted to prove that I could stand and bang. I think that maybe was my first mistake. And secondly, Demont was so quick. He moved, he changed the distance. I was battling with the range with him. The range on the stand-up was fine. But when I wanted to close the range to get into the clinch or to the takedowns, he kept moving, which made it difficult for me to get into the clinch or on the ground. So
in the last 2 rounds, Demont switched from orthodox to southpaw all the time. Did that upset you? Did that confuse you?
No, not at all. We actually got a few southpaws in our gym. We watched his fight against Hawkeye, so we planned for that. We actually knew he was going to switch during the fight. So we worked with southpaws and with orthodox, and we mixed it up right through the last few weeks. So we knew that he was coming out with that.
And Mr. Penha, that flashy axe kick?
It was supposed to be Richie Kwan's birthday gift if I knocked him out with an axe kick. So, sorry, Rich.
Perfect, guys. Thank you all for joining us. And remember to catch EFC 17, Friday the 23rd November, right here at Carnival City. Good night.
EFC Africa 17. Middleweight champion Jeremy Smith faces off against Darren Daniel. And lightweight champion Costa Ianu goes head-to-head with Leon Maynard. 23 November, Carnival City. Ticket and broadcast information at efcafrica.com.